There's one question I'm pretty sure everyone asks themselves at some point these days: how do I stay positive? Despite whatever is going on around in the world and in people's personal lives, it's really hard to find a reason to stay positive. I'm sure you would agree that ever since COVID happened, a lot of things, a lot of issues related to it or otherwise have surfaced. And every day we wake up waiting for the next bad thing to happen, waiting to hear the next bad news, whether it's political, whether it's economic, sometimes it's personal. At any given point, there is so much happening around us, and sometimes even in our own lives, that it messes with our peace of mind and our mental health or our physical health. And we just don't know what to do about it. Like, how can we stay positive and sane and peaceful amongst all this? And there's no doubt that most of us have gone through painful experiences in the past some years. And, whether it's loss of someone you know, whether it's going through an illness yourself, whether it's some kind of an economic loss or issue. And we have been hurt in some way or the other. A few people I know lost their loved ones, and my heart goes out to them because it's so hard losing someone, and it's not easy to be able to move on with your life when someone who was a part of it, a very important part of it, is no longer alive. It's really hard. All these things make you wonder, is life fair? Because sometimes it doesn't feel like it is. Like, why do people have to lose people they care about? Why do people have to suffer huge losses, physical ailments, or why do people have to go through all that hurt and pain and struggle? So it makes you wonder, is life even fair? And while it might not be possible to justify the event as to why you lost someone you loved or cared about, the pain, however, the struggle, however, just had to be there, because that's what life is about. There certain events happen that you will never find the reason or never be able to justify as to why they did. But the pain, the struggles somehow shape us into becoming better individuals, or growing up or maturing or learning lessons. And I know it's easier said than done to accept things like this. But what I've learned through my journey that I want to share with every person is that we as human beings are capable of making so many mistakes, but God actually doesn't make any mistake. While we have all the right to question why He would take away someone from us or why He would put us through a struggling period, I think at some point we do gain the perspective that we just had to go through what we went through, and that it was somehow the same loss and pain that accelerated our growth, helped us become more confident, become more mature, and so many other things. And I'm not saying that God does everything for a good reason. I just believe that there is always a reason, and there is no justification, but there's always a reason. So it's only a matter of time when we realize that we need to keep moving with our lives, because time waits for no one. So the only thing we can do is pick ourselves up from whatever bad place we have been into and just try to move forward with life, with whatever you have. We cannot let remorse or grief take over us, at least for not a long period. At some point, we will have to try to get out of there, and we have to try to be hopeful again and keep moving with our lives. Because there's something COVID has taught us, that we have to be prepared even for the worst. I mean, mentally and in all other ways. Because people around us have their own things going on, and not at all times someone is present there for us. So at the end of the day, you are the only one who's there for you. You are the only one who is living your life for you. So you have to be the one who's able to manage yourself on your own. Yes, we can always get professional help. We can always get help from friends and family. Sometimes you will realize that you just have to take the initial steps on your own, because no one knows you better than yourself. Sometimes we don't have clarity of things ourselves, so getting help doesn't help us that much, because we are not in a place to even tell other people what we are feeling, because we haven't accepted it, acknowledged it ourselves first. So my point is just that I think we should have a certain level of self-awareness when it comes to mental health. We never know when something will happen that will stress us out so much. So we have to be prepared a bit. We need to have some tools around us, or some ways that help us deal with stressful situations, with frustration and anger, or things like this. And we all know that prevention is better than cure. So given all the distraction and a lot of bad things happening around us, we really need to keep a check on our mental health, on what we are thinking. And accepting our emotions and feelings is actually the first step to it. Thank you all for listening. I hope you agree with what I say. This was just a little attempt from my side to let you know that you're not alone. And if you're someone who has gone through a loss recently, I really, really pray that you're able to recover from things and move on with your life. And I wish you all the good things in the world. And try to be as positive as possible. And please stay strong. Thank you.